Hey guys, welcome to Evil PC Gaming. My name's Jim, and with me today is Pro Canadian Pilot. You guys have seen him in other videos that I've done gaming with. He's usually gaming with me all the time. Anyway, the purpose of this video, as you see GTA 5 in the background running LSPDFR, is we have a pretty big mod announcement. We were skimming through the forums at LSPDFR's site, and there was people there suggesting or hoping that somebody would come up with a MDC system that used to be an LSPDFR. Man, that's a lot of letters, man. I'm gonna tongue twist myself. Anyway, that old system had like report writing in it to where you could say respond to the calls of LSPDFR mod, respond to the calls, fill out the report. Then there was communities out there that would role play with attorneys and judges and have conviction rates and so on. Now with this, we're kind of going off that. There is people on there suggesting or wanting to see this mod brought back. Good news is we kind of took that, and in spare time, Pro looked into it. Took, I don't know, Pro, how long? A week or two to get a working model, an early working model of it.
A week or two? This started Thursday when we first talked about this.
Okay, so a week, right? Well, no shit, today's Tuesday. I'm thinking today is Thursday. Today's Tuesday. Okay, so lots of headaches for Pro. I'm an idea guy, I'm not a programmer. He does have a working model of it. What it does, now, Pro, I mean, of course, correct me or fill in where I'm going to miss stuff, because it is a lot of data. The MDC system that you see there, he just sent a message over on the left, says hello YouTube. The MDC system communicates with the game via the web. Yes, magic in the web. So he's right now playing in the position of a dispatcher, for example. He can send a message through. When calls are randomly generated, now this is where I might get a little lost. Where calls are randomly generated, it comes up on the dispatcher screen, correct? And then they can assign the call to a unit of a said officer that is logged on, correct?
Kind of yet to be determined with all of that, and I mean that's kind of the reason why we're announcing this in its infancy.
Yes, I should have said that earlier on. We're announcing this very, very early to get feedback, ideas, just kind of anything you can throw out there, because if he starts the programming and gets too deep and somebody comes up with just some genius idea, it might kind of set him back and put him backwards in the coding of it. Now with the system, it's not going to use LSPDFR's callouts anymore. It will be there. You can respond to them, but it won't be something that is logged onto the server. And that's one thing I did mention also. The server communicates to the game, and the game communicates to the server. So as you get calls, it logs the call. As you respond to the call, you fill out a report on it. Then, excuse me, then that report will go into the system, into the server, attached to the, I guess, the original call notes that were generated in there. So then what you can do, or what we plan on doing, is take that, and then to extend the role play even more, you can have the attorneys and the judges and defense attorneys and prosecutors, all that kind of stuff, step into it, hear the case. And what we want to do is base your results on a conviction rate and have a ranking system. The more conviction rate you have, the higher the rank you go up. That's details we would work out later. But what's great about the system is it's going to fill the void of not being able to play this multiplayer while running LSPDFR at the moment. But when that gets unlocked, this tool will be able to move into the multiplayer side of things and be a full-blown police computer system for the role-playing community that's out there. They will have, an extensive log of calls, who responded, the reports, and everything. And then that opens up, all the a whole different realm in the multiplayer world itself. So, you know, Pro, you can, I don't know, let's just send any message. Just say, I don't know, Jim is number 1 or EPCG is number 1. I don't know. Any message. There we go. Any message. So now you can see there it's communicating with it. Now, in a moment, he's going to send me a call. Now, with the calls will come through to the officers that are logged on. Like I said, some of this is just down on paper right now. We're not exactly sure which direction we're going to take it. But let's say it comes out to dispatcher. Dispatcher can grab it and assign it to an officer that is shown as logged in. What that will do now, that call there, that's an LSPDFR call. Whatever, I'm just going to disregard all those calls. So those calls will stack up on the officer's screen. So like LSPDFR, you get one call at a time. That's it. Until you finish it or cancel it, that's all you got. Now with this system, if there's only 3 cops on, 1 dispatcher, say 9 calls automatically generated, excuse me again, he sends out 3 calls each. Your calls will stack up. Just like in real life, your calls are going to stack up. You need to respond to them. You need to take care of them realistically based on having to do the paperwork and your conviction rate and all that kind of stuff. But with them stacking up, you have to get them done, and then as they're done, they will clear off. If you don't go to them and do whatever, they're not going to clear. Now, I don't know exactly how we might handle, you know, say maybe a shootout or something like that, but that's where all the plugins and so forth that we will have to write for will come into play, because they will be built into the MDC itself. So again, if it was slow, I could go respond to LSPDFR just to fill in time. But when a call comes through that system, I have to take that and get that done with, because that is the one that's counting towards my my so-called stats for my community. Now, what am I missing, Pro? I mean, it's a lot of information to cover. You know, like I said, in a moment here, I'm going to have you send me the call. Now, when he sends me the call, I'm not going to go through all the realism, backups and spike strips and roadblocks and all that shit. I'm just going to catch up to the call, show you that the call is active, and then it's going to remain active. I'm probably just going to kill the person. We have 1 call here to just demo. I'm probably just going to kill the person and get it over with, and so you can see that it goes off my map. Now, right now, there is a red dot on my map. As you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, that's because I had LSPDFR crash on me prior to this. But that was totally related to something else. So anyway, Pro, what am I missing, or key points, or anything like that, since I've been blabbing on?
Well, one thing I just wanted to mention is you mentioned earlier that this won't be using the LSPDFR callouts, and I just wanted to clarify that this does heavily rely upon LSPDFR itself.
Yes, it uses LSPDFR as the engine kind of thing, but not the calls.
Right.
So all your additional callouts in your folders, and me, Pro, Full Tilt, all those guys, we have like 5 or 6 different packs. Yes, they will still run. Yes, it will not affect you if you decide you just want to play by yourself. You answer those calls. You don't log on to the MDC, and you won't receive those calls. You won't show as active. I already marked myself as active when I got on here just to make sure everything was working. But if I didn't mark myself active and Pro tried to send me a call, it would not come through to me until I marked myself as such. And I guess we'll have options too, where you can mark yourself off duty or busy or whatever. And plus, dispatch will be able to play a big role in that. You know, and on with the dispatch and you know, touching on that note, we have a 512-person slot TeamSpeak server. And a TeamSpeak server is definitely going to come in handy, because you're going to want the verbal communications between you and dispatch to make it as realistic as possible. We are a multi-game community. We play whatever, whenever. We're just pretty much a bunch of guys that hang out, and sometimes we just sit and channel and bullcrap all night long about stuff. But we like realism, and that's what we're going for. When this mod starts releasing to the public for alpha testing, beta testing, and stuff like that, it will be as close as the game will allow us realistic.
Without going totally overboard in
without
Paperwork
killing
Simulator.
it. Right. Now, the whole report system or whatever, that's details we have to work out of how it might interact or be with the game. I mean, maybe an interaction screen, maybe not. I don't know. The old system, from what we were reading, I don't think I ever used the old MDC system with LSPDFR.
I know my game was crashing every 5 minutes, so I never bothered even looking into stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a great mod, but it was hard to play because of crashing. But there was guys that would sit there with like netbooks or laptops next to the rig there, and use that kind of like the in-car police computer. They would do their call. They would sit on the side of the road, stay 10-7, fill it out on their laptop on web-based, on a web page, submit it, and then put themselves back 10-8, and then continue on. Now, another thing, what were you saying there, that I guess dispatch could make up calls and send you out, but then you would have to go out. There would be no event occurring, so the players, the officers, would have to role play that they're on scene, that they took care of an argument, or the mugger or whatever, he's in custody, that kind of thing, and then write a report based on your imagination. This whole system's taking your imagination out of it and putting the call live in there. So, I mean, what else would you say, Pro? I mean, I might have cut you off a little earlier, but what else would you say about it?
Oh, I don't know. Basically, like we mentioned before, we just really want a whole lot of input so that we can build this as best as it can be from the get-go.
Yep, Pro is a perfectionist. If it doesn't work right, he's not going to allow it to be out. So you can have confidence in it should be a good quality thing. Hell, we probably spent 2 or 3 hours just trying to test stuff out. And lots of failures. What was it, last night you just got it working finally? And then I was having problems with my GTA. I had to straighten that out. Then I got that straightened out. But it works totally fine now. So yeah, I guess if you want to send the call through, Pro, we will show that. Now this one, and there it is. It's he just put in traffic complaint, and the details are slim, but this is a guy that's going to be driving backwards down the roadway. So we'll pop up around the corner here. Like I said, I'm not gonna. There he is. We're not gonna really do anything extensive, but just to show you that the action is there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kill this guy. Now, these guys, of course, it's a shot. They want to come kill me. This is a totally different event. But anyway, it's off my map. It's over with. So I can put that away, call in my tow truck just like I usually would. These kind of plugins will still work fine. It's the callouts that you add. Again, let me emphasize that. You can still use your callouts, but your callouts aren't part of the MDC system. So
yeah, I'm hoping that LSPDFR adds a busy state.
Yeah, they had that
like
in
they had in
LCPDFR.
LCP.
Yeah,
exactly. I hope they do that again, and preferably make it API accessible so that if you're using this, you're just using this, and not a mix of both. Especially if we decide to do something with handling it if the player dies, then depending on the consequences of that and what you guys want with regards to potential punishments or demotions or what have you, if you actually die, then it might be bad going to those other calls. But to that end, I'm trying to make our callout system as similar to the LSPDFR one as possible, at least from the point of creating callouts, so that mod authors or callout authors can port their callouts to this system if they want to.
Which will be a huge help because there's a ton of great callout system. Well, not a ton, but there's a good amount of really good callouts out there in the packages. And if those guys, if they see it, they want to get involved in it, they want to come forward eventually, now, whatever, and look into porting their calls in, they will have full credit wherever we can show it and give it. You'll have the full credit. It will save time of development, because we need these callouts in there to make it work. Like right now, I mean, I guess technically, this is an early stage, but if we had 15 different callouts, who knows? I mean, maybe we could put it into a alpha testing phase to a select group of people. But right now, it's what, 1 or 2 callouts right now that we have worked into here. Oh, you know what?
It's not even the callouts that's the limiting factor. It's absolutely everything. It's just kind of if I'm spending time developing calls for it, that's not time I'm spending developing the rest of it. So.
Right, and what I did forget to mention was if you do a simple traffic stop, say I stop John Doe. John Doe hands me his license. John Doe decides to take off like an idiot. I give chase, I lose him. I don't know, role-playing wise, maybe there's a supervisor online, and he says, you know what, based on your location and the traffic, in the pursuit due to safety reasons. Real police departments do that. Depends on how it's going to be ran. It will be ran realistic, so you can have fun though. But we're trying to make it to where everything will tie in. You log John Doe's name in there into the system. He's wanted for running from the police, whatever. And then if somebody else comes along John Doe again and runs it, our MDC system and the dispatcher or whatever runs the system, or I forgot how exactly you said you were going to have that. Like, if you run it, that information feeds over to the dispatcher through the MDC. They get the information. They can announce to you, yep, John Doe's clean, no priors, valid license, car's good. Because when you did the plate checker or whatever, that information pushed off to the server. If the dispatcher's not there, it will automate out to you and give you the information just like if you were playing alone. But having it check our MDC system, that kind of, I guess, creates its own criminal database. So yeah, you have AI run from you. You can have AI want it later, and if somebody comes across them, they can arrest them. And of course, write the report based on that. I pretty much covered that section, right, about how we might try to work that in.
I hope so, because I have no better ideas.
Yeah, I love that idea, because, there's been times they run from you, they hand you your license, and you get it, and it says, oh yeah, John Doe's license is expired or suspended, and he takes off. I mean, that's pretty stupid. I have your ID. Like, there's nothing in here right now that shows, like, fake IDs or anything like that. I'm just going to turn left here. And, yeah, so it's going to bring, in my opinion, pro's opinion, some other guys we ran it past before we even started it. It's going to bring a new level of immersion, realism, and it's going to bring the multiplayer communities out and give them something to do until it gets unlocked to where we can play this thing like San Andreas back in the day. So you got anything to add, Pro?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, so with that, as a reminder, any ideas, if you're hyped about it, if you're looking forward to it, give us the feedback either by liking the video or typing something down below. One thing we want to...
We'll be linking forum threads, probably.
Yes. Yes, we will add forums.
That's probably the best medium to provide input.
Right. So, but as a quick gauge, maybe commenting or liking on YouTube, because some people don't want to sign up for forums. They don't have ideas to put in, but they're really, they're psyched about it. They want to do it. If that's the case, I mean, we can still glance at the YouTube video and kind of judge off of that. I mean,
yep, definitely.
If this is something 100 people are interested in, and that's that, we got to sit down and figure out, is it worth the time to invest all these hours and all these call making and all that stuff into something that, 100 people are going to use? I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. So, yeah. Any questions about it, suggestions, whatever, you can either follow the links in the description to the website, to the forums, post something here on the video, follow the channel on, subscribe to the channel, follow the channel on Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter. So many different avenues out there for you guys to stay updated on stuff. I will do my best to keep it all going. And, yeah, I guess as we advance through, we'll make more videos of it. So I guess, that's it. thanks for tuning in. Alright guys, that's my time, and remember, if you did like the video, click the like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more videos to come. And if you have time for another video, check out the one right here. As always guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.